Hello, I'm Scribbs, and I haven't uploaded in a while. I mean, it's not even like I've been busy. I mean, I've been setting up this green screen like today. But other than that, I've just been reliving my childhood of going to school and then coming home and then getting on my filthy hands and knees for Satan, praying that a new episode of my new favorite cartoon had come out. The only difference is now I'm enjoying it on YouTube from the comfort of my Herman Miller chair, instead of a backbreaking cobra pose on my parents' wine-stained carpet in front of the television. But honestly, it is kind of funny how YouTube has sort of just become the place for new independent animation, except of I don't know, maybe like Newgrounds. And let's be honest, if you're using Newgrounds, it's for But so many projects have come out in the last couple of years, or at the very least been teased about, that it's kind of hard to keep track of them all. And you don't know, there might have been some of them that have, flown under your radar a bit. Which is definitely the excuse I'm using in order to completely bombard you guys with content right now, because there's no way that I'm gonna go through watching all this stuff and not have you guys be casualties to my terrible rants or inexcusable hot takes. And by the way, this isn't gonna be a very long thing. We don't really have the time for that. So yeah, you should really buckle up, because this is gonna go kind of fast.
She's not fit to be a mother! I saw her doing lines of coke in her dressing room!
Honestly, if the Has Been Hotel pilot caught your interest in any way, which I mean, you're watching this video right now, yeah, odds are like 99 to 1 that you've seen at least one episode of Hell of a Boss. Hell of a Boss is the highest quality 2D animated, consistently uploading show on YouTube right now, which, as you'll see in these upcoming titles, is very impressive. And I genuinely do believe that VivziePop and the teams behind these shows have helped repopularize YouTube as a crowdfunding platform for these types of animated projects. And yes, you're still allowed to have your takes and your opinions on the series plot and characters and blah 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 blah, but you gotta give them that. They've been a pretty good influence on the world of independent animation. Now that I think about it, they probably also helped fuel an entirely new generation of furries, which nod to them, or head pat to them. I just gotta say though, in my personal opinion, I think Has Been Hotel has kind of like a slight edge over it, just due to its ability to absolutely shatter my incredibly fragile heterosexuality.
All human life is terminated.
Fuck.
A show made by Gulch, a studio that has made a bunch of stuff on YouTube at this point, such as Meta Runner, Sunset Paradise, and another one I don't quite recall. This is actually one of the most recent still ongoing shows, and I quite like it. It's about sci-fi post-apocalyptic worlds where there's still a bunch of, teen robo shenanigans going on, and, I'm all for that. The show does, however, have kind of an art style that is, let's say it's an acquired taste, as they used kind of a shaky camera that made me a bit nauseous some of the time. And I also thought it was a very weird restriction to take all these characters with all these different personalities and then restrict them to the design of Technodog. I never had an iDog. I had a Technodog, and I don't know if you guys know what a Technodog looks like, but it looks like that, and yeah, every single character in this show looks like Technodog.
Know that I will be there watching you, sometimes at inappropriate moments.
If you've ever seen Rango and thought to yourself, this is missing some of that old school 2D animated, crooked, and not afraid to be weird art style, and which is also made by industry animators that I believe are employed at Disney currently, then I promise Long Gone Gulch and its entire one episode will certainly put a smile on your face. Yeah, it's been 3 years since this bad boy piloted. The creators said it took 5 years to make that pilot alone, and along with that, then the description basically kind of sounds like a eulogy for the project, so I think it's pretty safe to assume that this one's kind of dead in the ground. But don't worry, if it comes to westerns, then there are different options out there.
Giant enemy spider.
Do you like gunslinging? Do you like ladies? Do you like spiders? Probably not, but imagine all of them combined in a quirky 2D animated indie passion project that has also not been continued in 5 years. I'm very sorry. I don't know why the animation market on YouTube is so hard on westerns of all things, apparently. I truly hope that one comes out that kind of breaks the mold and, actually gets a full season, but the pessimist in me kind of got me thinking, if 15 million views can't do it, don't really know if it's gonna happen. Although I do know that the creator of the show is actually hired to work on Murder Drones, which, yeah, that would explain a lot.
Justice will be swift! Justice will be painful! It will be delicious!
So yeah, I kind of have to be honest, I stopped watching this show when I was like 15. I think it's still ongoing, which is why I remember to mention it in this script, but I haven't really seen it. I think they finally made the gay couple canon though. If so, thank God.
For you, son,
A Tommy gun!
Once is an accident, twice is a coincidence, 3 times, that's a pattern. I genuinely love how me watching cartoons as a 23-year-old today is basically me watching the same people I watched back in 2012 drawing Thundercat speed paints, but you know, just all grown up now. But really, this show is beautiful. I would say as successfully animated, if that makes sense, as animation really gets. Set in the roaring 1920s America Prohibition times with cats, gun running for booze, this setting is just executed perfectly from art style to color, occasionally to music. And the fact that you can actually see the sketch lines of all the different characters somehow just adds more authenticity to it. This show seems so filled with love, and I genuinely hope that this isn't one of those shows that we only get a pilot of, and I truly hope that it won't take forever before we have one entire amazing season of this just beautifully looking show. Now, if you've kept your eyes on the animated trailer scene on YouTube, then you might have stumbled on this Tagalog project made by Studio Heartbreak called The Lovers. And now, as you might be able to tell, we're getting to some stuff that I'm really excited about. Set in a dark fantasy depiction of the Philippines, this movie is about a young chef who struggles with her romantic feelings towards a siren/mermaid that she is supposed to kill and prepare for dinner. A genuinely artistic and creative depiction of queer love. I am so excited to see this come out, hopefully as a full movie one day, and we can only hope since it has long blown past its Kickstarter goal by several hundreds of thousands. But yeah, go check out the trailer. It's the thing I've been running in the background. It is short, it is sweet, and it is so pretty.
You still haven't tried your Big Mac. Is something wrong?
Have you ever heard of Felix Colgrave or seen some of the wonderfully weird thin-lined art that he releases here on YouTube, such as Double King? If not, then first of all, you should. But take those art philosophies and some of those weird ideas and then twist them with a horrific depiction of a McDonald's playpen. And then, well, you have Playground by Rodrigo Sousa. I love it. I fucking love it. It is unique. It is beautiful. It is terribly disturbing. And I am of the belief that if there's something that the horror world would probably always be in need of, then it is fun, weird, and creative ideas. But I am so excited to see where this project goes, although it is only made by one person, which is nuts. The creator even said that the trailer alone was primarily made in his own free time, and that he just got very lucky that there was someone who picked up on the project and helped him so now that he can start to begin working on a full project. But even though we're in the very early stages, and it likely won't come out for a while yet, it's gonna be kind of interesting to see whether or not if I have kids by the time this show comes out, then I will absolutely be there when it does come out. So apparently Ina is getting a full video game now, which is great after only like 3 episodes. But yeah, I genuinely do like Ina though. If you like your content, kind of like mine, served to you lightly cursed, then I highly recommend this show, as it is kind of an institution on YouTube at this point, albeit a very weird one. It's a show that's for people who are kind of like FNAF fans, in that the enjoyment doesn't come from actually watching the piece of media in front of you, it comes from disassembling it, deep diving and analyzing an inherently incoherent story, and then coming to even weirder and even sillier headcanons. But yeah, if you like weird, and you like old computer aesthetics, then check it out. But if we gotta talk about actually being stuck in a computer world with weird, goofy 90s computer-esque aesthetics, then I feel like there's something we gotta talk about.
Clowns? Clowns? Give me a break. I ain't clowning when I say this. Shoot the clown!
It's the big one. It's the big 3D animated project that anyone is talking about right now. And it's the TikTok sound that nobody can escape from. But yes, it's the amazing Digital Circus. The actual newest show by Gulch that as of recording only has 1 pilot episode. But don't get it wrong, this 1 pilot episode has absolutely kicked ass when it comes to attention. This show already has fan theories, it already has cosplays, it already has several cast members who've come this close to being cancelled. It truly is the hot new animation thing. And I think it's... I genuinely thought it was good. I thought it was good. I like the setting a lot, and I really, really like Pomni. I mean, I think Pomni genuinely takes the cake of this entire first pilot. But I do believe that as a show, it has to expand on a lot of different things in order for me to believe that the direction it's heading is towards becoming really, really good. Primarily then, I really hope that there's a lot of expansion when it comes to the personalities of, you know, the overall cast. I know you're gonna say, of course there's gonna be more character expansion as we get deeper into the show, but the reason that I actually bring this up is because I quite quickly noticed with a lot of the characters that they kind of fit into archetypes that we've seen before. As an example, then Kinger right now doesn't really have anything. His craziness isn't really expanded on. He's just, I mean, he's crazy. Zubul is very much what I would call a Raven archetype, and Jax, I do not like Jax very much. And in my opinion, I just find him to be the least interesting character because I know he's meant to be the group cynical asshole who I've just seen in one too many shows, one too many times. Again, I do think the pilot was very cool, and I thought it had some very good fundamentals from which an existential trauma nightmare story could crawl out of very well. It needs some episode in order to actually prove that that's the direction where it's going. But yeah, for now we can at least enjoy the fan art. The safe for work kind, you freaking pervert.
You know how I always say, I like to watch you sleep sometimes.
How dare you? How dare you? How dare you not have given this teased show your attention? How do I know you haven't already? Well, my dear friend, that is because this absolute beaut of a 2D animated show that is coming out December 2023 only has 3,200 views at the time of this recording. That's lower than some of my videos. Do you know how low that bar is? I have made many projects before. I have put a lot of effort into a lot of different things, especially when it comes to YouTube. I've done things and put a lot of work in where it didn't pay off in the way that I hoped it would. But seeing a show that legitimately hits so many of the points I would consider the points for success when it comes to releasing an animated show on YouTube, and a show I'm assuming must have taken years to make, only collect a crowd of a couple of thousand of YouTube views because of YouTube's algorithm, that instills a deep and relatable pain and frustration in me. It seems so genuinely sweet and passionate with this sort of Steven Universe-esque feel to the coloring and all the beautiful music, the synthy music. And the fact that it doesn't get any of the attention that it deserves just truly and completely breaks my heart. So if you're watching, genuinely please just go check it out, give it a good watch, because this show has really earned that.
I tried. In the end, I did.
As someone who consumes a lot of free content on YouTube, I'm of course also just very happy to see that my cartoons are also part of that roster now. But as a platform to debut projects on, YouTube still has the same problem with gaining traction to new creators that it's always had with any creator. Meaning that in order to gain some resemblance of success, there often has to be a pre-built fan base there with you, and on top of that, just a really unique and immediately striking vision. But sadly, then even if you have both of those things, then that's in no way a guarantee that your project will air well on a site that's so weird and unreliable as YouTube. Because it is very much up to the YouTube algorithm whether or not if it gets the attention it deserves, and whether or not if it earns enough so you can make more. Because that's actually something we kind of need to keep in mind as the viewers who are going to be spending the money. What we get shown through YouTube is basically a pitch. It's a pitch that needs to earn a lot of money through stuff like merch and Kickstarter before they can even start talking about organizing themselves to make a bigger thing. So just keep that in mind when you spend money on something that isn't fully out yet. Buy a plushie because it's something you want to do or because you want to support the creators. But don't do it thinking it's a promise that they will be able to make more, because as we've seen on this list, that is just not often the case. But still, have fun. Go give some cartoons an actual watch, because that is the kind of support that you can give that costs absolutely zero. And also go buy Lackadaisy merch, because it's very pretty. I know I just warned you all of buying merch, but I have, so don't worry too much about it, because if they don't make more, I will not Tommy gun the lead director's car. Hi there, thank you so much for watching and for making it all the way to the end. I'm genuinely sorry that I've been kind of off and on for a while, actually mostly just off. Apparently my mental health needed even more time to just, just spend on my own. It's doing better now, but I promise I won't make any more promises that I can't keep in terms of uploading schedule and the like. But genuinely, thank you all so much to the people who waited for me all this time. I know that a couple of months is a long time to take off of YouTube, but I'm genuinely quite happy to be back now. I have a couple of videos that I've actually prepared in the meantime and that I'm pretty much ready to record right off the bat. And on top of that, I have some pretty damn cool games that I hope I'll find the energy to record quite soon. So yeah. But yeah, genuinely, thank you all so much for making it to the very end of this very bizarre video of mine. Genuinely, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.